Hey guys, Paradox Cubing here, and today we're going to find out what happens when you combine this with this. So most of you have probably seen this around before. It's called a NeoCube or Buckyballs, or I don't know, it has a bunch of different names for it. But basically they're a bunch of little magnetic balls that you can make shapes out of, and they're pretty fun. And I tried to make a cube out of it, but I failed, as you can see. So in this video, what I'm going to try to do is put this inside of a cube and see how it affects the turning of it, and just kind of experiment what happens to a cube. So I'm actually going to do 3 versions of this experiment. We'll put the balls in only the corners in this cube, and for this one we'll put them in just the edges, and then for this we'll put them in all of the pieces, and we'll leave this cube as the control with no magnetic balls inside. So I think for the corners, it's gonna give you sort of like a ball bearing feel, where when you're trying to make a turn, it's really resistant, but when you get like halfway through, it'll just snap into alignment with its next layer, and it's gonna make for really choppy movements. I think for the edges, it's gonna do a similar thing, however to a lesser degree, since they're closer to the core of the cube. And then for when they're in all of the pieces, I don't know, I think it's just gonna create a lot of resistance, a lot of choppy movement. It might not even do anything. It's just so many magnets inside, and it's all obviously gonna be a lot heavier. So let's find out what happens. I'm gonna put these magnets inside. I'll probably put 2 inside of each compartment. I'll show you guys what I mean. So as you can see in this edge piece, if you open it up, there is a little compartment inside, and you could probably fit like 2 or maybe 4 even. Actually, you could probably fit a bunch of those inside of this. And when I close this back up, I'm going to reassemble the cube, and hopefully we'll see some cool stuff happen. Alright guys, I'm back, and I've magnetized all of these cubes. So in this one, I've put the magnets in only the corners. In this one, they're in all of the edges, and in this one, they're in all of the pieces. And this one, we'll leave it as the control, so we can compare. This one has no magnets in it yet. I'm really excited for this. I feel like it's going to be really interesting. So let's find out how it turns when there are magnets in only the corners. First turns. Okay, so let's test our theory. It's very hard to tell. Okay, I'm gonna try to flick it. Okay, well, there's always some magnets in it, but it's a little heavier, but it's really hard to tell. They're not really doing anything. Also, I think in the corners it might not be as effective. Wow, so I feel really stupid because I just realized the corners don't even touch each other. Like, how did I not notice this? None of the corners come into contact with each other. So yeah, this was kind of pointless. It made no difference except for the fact that it's a little heavier now. So that makes sense why there was 0 effect on this one. Anyways, let's take a look at the one with all of them in the edges. So I feel like this one's gonna have some good results. Let's try out first turns. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was interesting. So when I was turning, I realized, so I've put magnets in pairs inside of these, so when I turn it, the magnets kind of move around because they want to magnetize with the other pair, so you can hear it. As I turn it, the magnets are just like flying inside of these edges and trying to, they're attracting each other. So that's really cool, and you can, every time that happens, you can feel it a little bit. It's very insignificant because they're only pairs, but it's pretty cool. You can feel them hitting the walls and of the edges, and you can hear them. So it's actually so weird because it sounds like there's two cubes moving at once, but there's only one because there's obviously the cube's noise, and then there's the noise of the magnets inside. Wow, that sounds really, really weird. It's actually very cool. I didn't think that the sound would be the thing that really intrigued me, but finally, let's try this one out. I'm really excited for this one. Hopefully, it'll give us some good results because now the corners can actually come into contact with other magnets like the edges. So these two are already connected. So that's why when I rattle this around, the edges don't rattle or the pieces don't make as much noise. So let's test this one out. Really excited to see what happens. First turns. Okay. Well, okay, so it feels like the same as the other one so far. So there is a little bit of resistance to it, just like this one, but it's very hard to tell on this, and it's not as loud as the other one because the pieces aren't flying around as much, I guess. I don't know, it's really weird. It's just a lot heavier, basically. That's like the main difference, but yeah, I'm actually kind of disappointed that magnets didn't make that much of a difference, besides to the weight. So that was it for this video, guys. I don't really know what else I could do. If you guys want to try this experiment on your own, feel free to try it. It's harmless, it's pretty easy to do. It just takes a few minutes to set up, and yeah, it's pretty fun. You guys should try it. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.